Right, what's up, worldwide family? Welcome back to the channel, Jimmy Flipping Deals. Thanks so much for joining me on another day, heading back to work, man, on my day job. Got a few packages to drop off, like literally three, guys. Today is what, the 23rd, I believe, Friday. Yeah, that'd be the 23rd. So, nice little take on those three. I got two more in for the day already. But things are definitely slowing down. I do have something I want to talk to you about, and if y'all noticed in the last few videos that the link is now in the description. It's about the fuel card I use. But first, back to my life as a reseller, because I do believe that's why y'all come here. I got into it with one of the marketplaces that I work for, and I hope that it doesn't end negatively. But we went back and forth on something that they were obviously wrong for, and several of their associates, employees, whatever you want to call them, also admitted, hey, I see the error and it's on our side. However, their final decision was they weren't going to do anything about it. They weren't going to correct it. Now, a couple times they'd said we're unable to correct it, and maybe I should have heard that. It's like you can't do it, right or wrong, you can't do it. I really thought, and it has to do with on-time tracking. You know, my on-time delivery is great, but the tracking on it, on one of them, for some reason, and it's a glitch, I can see it. Through pirate ship, it shows delivered. The customer's never said anything. It's been delivered for a month. However, on their site and through UPS or USPS, the post office, the tracking number errors out. You know, I mean, it's there. It's obviously there, or they would have said something by now. But they didn't, and like I say, pirate ship shows it's delivered. They kept showing that information to them back and forth, and wrongfully so. It became a game for me where I was like back and forth, like, they said, well, we can't do anything about it. I said, well, here's the proof, man. You know, they said, you're wrong. I said, well, no, here it shows I'm not. It shows delivered. Oh, yeah, I see it. I'll pass it up to the engineers. We'll get it taken care of. Don't worry. I see where you're wrong, or where we're wrong. We'll get back to you. They get back to me, hey, we're not doing anything about it. And I'll be like, hey, you know, I appreciate you looking into it. But, you know, I know you want my performance metrics to be accurate, just like I do. That's why I'm here, blah, blah, blah. In the last one, after I've been dealing with them a month, I said, you know what, disregard. I'm not gonna ask you anymore. I look forward to the day when your support for sellers shows improvement. And I left it at that, and I get back a deal that says we have reached our final business decision. Any future inquiries about this will not be responded to. Like, we ain't talking about it no more. And then the bottom line that got me was, we'll let you know if we'll be happy to let you know if our business needs change. That hit a bell, like, bro, they want to, I mean, I don't know if I'm reading too much into it, but that was one of those, you know, keep it up and we'll fire your butt, you know, and I don't work for them, but I work for them, so I definitely don't want to lose them, and they're a good part of my business. I mean, so I'm hoping if I keep my head down for the next couple weeks, everything will be okay, but I'm kind of worried that their business needs a change, and they'll let me know they don't need me no more. I surely hope that's not what that meant, and maybe that was just a warning, like, keep it up, bro. You know, I hope that's it. I will not mess with them anymore. My performance metrics overall are meeting standard. That was just right on the edge, and I was trying to get the scorecard, so to speak, to be accurate. You know, if I could get it accurate, then I'd be okay as far as that. And I figured something so simple they would fix, but they didn't, despite many attempts going back and forth with them. Many attempts. And probably should have just left it alone. But I thought, I just hadn't got to the right person. I'll try again. It sounds like I got to the wrong person this last time. So hopefully that don't come to bite me in the butt. I got less than 10 minutes to do a 15-minute drive. Somehow, I am running late this morning. And it is what it is. I still got to make my drop. Still got to drop off these 3 packages. So I will be late to work again today. That is becoming a habit, and it's not a good look. Not a good look from my pocketbook. So I gotta get on top of that. I need to start deciding to be there early, to actually make a decision to be there on time, if not early, and handle life accordingly, because this is becoming a bad practice. Say no more. That is the end of it. There's those 2 houses. Turns out they're built in 1924. Now, my house is built in the 40s, and it's very, very decent. I did check. I did get an answer on landlord insurance, which it is feasible. I wish I wouldn't have to pay that much. It's like $250 a month on top of the mortgage, on top of the homeowner's insurance, on top of the taxes. Anyway, long story short, thinking that brings the tally to about $1,400 a month, which isn't a super big deal. But if that one company doesn't use me anymore, it can be a really big deal, really quick. Now makes me question everything about that. So I think I'm going to slow roll that guy. I think I'm going to ask him to, in the next week or so, for us to go out and take a look at the property. And that way we can kind of stall out. I'll be right back. All right, because I don't want to, y'all back on? Yeah. Don't want to stop that one. Don't want to let him know I'm not interested, because I am. But kind of want to see what the gravity of that conversation was before I commit to an extra $1,400 a month. Because in all honesty, that's a good chunk, right? I mean, to anybody to just be spending that. So I will slow roll that. If y'all can tell, I didn't get everything out, but I did make a huge dent. I got quite a few totes cataloged. I got all the stuff that I think was cold sensitive out of here, I hope. And if not, I'll be throwing some stuff away. So it is what it is. All right, so the thing that I'm going to put in the title is my fuel card. Super cool opportunity for me back a year and a half ago, right? Business credit is very difficult to start. I have heard countless attempts of people trying to start their business credit, and nobody will give them a shot. It almost takes business credit to get business credit. I've even heard about people getting turned down for secured business cards, where you throw down money and put it up as a deposit to use your own money as a form of credit, which is a solid thing. But if you get turned down for even that, it makes it virtually impossible to start business credit. I heard the stories. I worked to think outside the box of what they had tried and failed at. I remembered back when I used to drive a truck, I had talked to the owner of the trucking company, small trucking company, and he had mentioned that the fuel cards that he uses, that almost anybody can get one at a low balance. That they'll give them out just cause at $250 or $500 a month. in fuel just to see who will take it, who won't. They're big enough to stomach those kind of losses, and that you can get a fuel card for almost anybody. So I started looking, and then he mentioned, you get that one, then after 6 months or a year, you get another one. Then with those two, you're able to do just about anything you want. And that rang true. That I heard that years ago, and I put it to play with this. I looked for a fleet card, a fuel card, even though I just run this little truck back and forth to work, which is not that far, and out to see Dad, and out to these stores and everything else that are along the way. I go through about a tank in a truck or a car in a week, so I don't use a lot of money. I mean, we're talking $50 to $100 a week, so it's not like I need a fuel card. But I looked for a fleet card with no personal guarantee, that did not need my social security number, that was not reliant on my personal credit to make it happen. They needed two things in order to get started. They needed an employee identification number, and they needed a business, very important business, checking account. With those two things, they issued me a credit card for $500. Now, I don't have my, when I looked for business checking accounts, there was a lot of them that charged $10 to $15 a month. I did find one that's free, and I'll link that in a future video, probably the next one, maybe even this one by the time you read it. But I will have a free business checking account link down there. But what I already have is the actual referral code for the fuel card. Now, long story short, I used this fuel card for about a year. I started getting advertisements for credit cards at about 3 to 6 months in. People saying, hey, well, you're pre-qualified. I left them alone. I'm not saying you do what I do, but I left them alone up until I was over a year with the company, because a year in credit means something more than 6 months or less than a year, guaranteed. So anyway, over a year, then I applied for two separate cards. I applied for a secured card, and I applied for a straight line of credit. I did them at the same time so they wouldn't count against me as two separate inquiries. People don't mind you shopping more than one place at one time for credit, and I was able to secure both of those off of using this particular fleet card. Like I said, a referral code will be in the description, almost at the top of the screen. I have had virtually no issues with them. The only issue I have had from time to time is that I have to re-verify my login information so it can be linked to my credit card occasionally. But other than that, guys, it has been flawless, and definitely has been worthwhile. So y'all check that out. Y'all let me know how it works. It's worked great for me. I use it today. I have used it for over a year now, and I couldn't be happier with the results. And today, as last year, I still do not need a fleet card, but I use it when I go get gas, and I repay the $50 or $100 or whatever it is to the card on a weekly basis, and I keep that payment history good and relevant, and the card open, because it counts towards credit history, so you don't ever want to let it go, because that helps too. Other than that, guys, that is it. I am late for work. I got to get out of here. Y'all have a wonderful day.